Konnichiwa, this is Sakura, and you are watching PokeCast. Today's movie review is on Robocop 2014. This movie was directed by Jose Abedeja, or Padelia? I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it. I don't know if it's Portuguese or Spanish. It's a little hard for me to pronounce that, but anyway. What can I actually say about this movie that has not already been said? Well, basically this movie right here, we'll just go ahead and read off what it's gotten so far. So far, it has a 6.3 out of 10 stars. Yeah, I know why too. After watching this movie, I went back and I rewatched all three of the Robocop movies, and all three, including 3, was better than this movie. Basically, the best way to look at how they decided to write this movie was that they actually took all 3 movies, condensed it into one movie. That's how it feels like. So, how does Robocop become Robocop? Well, after having a shootout and taking out some of the men that were trying to kill him and his partner, they then, after he's at home, he is killed by a car bomb. Yes, he's not sliced and diced and totally shot full of holes like in the original. No, that's too graphic for a PG-13 version of Robocop. No, they blow a car up and nearly killing him. Right in front of his son. Yes, that's right. His son sees the aftermath. His wife sees the aftermath. Okay. Then when they decided to, bring him back, they try to, bring him back. But here's the catch. There's one line in the original Robocop movie that stood out to me. When they were asking, well, should we keep the hand? That way he seems a little bit more human. The guy who's in charge, like, why? He's going to be a cyborg. Why? No. And then, they get rid of everything but, of course, his brain and face. In the newer one, they actually kept the hand that they were deciding on keeping in the original movie. So that's a good tie-in and, going back to the original movie and, saying, hey, they didn't do this, so why not do this? Okay, let's talk about that. Since now he has a human hand, if he has feeling in that human hand, that means he now is capable of receiving pain, more so than what he was able to receive when he actually was Robocop. So that means he doesn't have 2 robotic hands, which does lead to problems. It didn't need to be done. Then, of course, instead of going for the nice classic gray, I know that they do the gray a little bit later or earlier, they go with a now black, sweet-looking suit that makes him look like not Robocop. But no, there's more. In this movie, just like in part 2, when he tries to remember his family and become acquainted with his family again, he actually gets to meet them this time instead of him creepily following them around trying to piece together exactly what really happened. He gets to meet his wife, his son, and takes away from the heroic thing he chose. Because in part 2, of course, he's, flat out tells her, I am not Murphy. I am Robocop. Your husband is dead. Please don't think of me like that. To choose an easier route for her to get over it. That way she doesn't keep the feelings she has for him, because he wants her to move on instead of being, hopeful that something might be able to come out of this. But in this movie, no, they want to go with the family aspect. They want to make sure that Robocop has this family. That way people look upon him in a little bit more cheer and happiness for a PG-13 family movie. Okay, another things that they brought over from part 2 and part 1 is that we actually get to see a new design for the Eds. They look like crap, but that's just what happens when you want to go total new age and everything. Then of course they have to add in robots that he's going to be facing, which kind of took a little way. I mean, you read the comics, you see part 2, and he's actually going against other cyborgs, not robots as much, because Ed was really the only robot he kind of went after. So it was definitely sad to see that they all of a sudden, there's all these amazing robots. It felt like I was watching a Terminator movie, and more so than it was a Robocop movie. Now, true, there is the video games, the comic books, where Robocop goes against the Terminators in an amazing battle, but if you're going to freaking do that type of movie, then give us Robocop versus the Terminator movie, not Robocop versus the Robo Army that's trying to kill him movie. Because that's basically what this movie turned into is, it's Robocop versus robots instead of it being Robocop versus Terminators. I'm trying to think if there's anything actually good about the movie. And I can't remember a whole lot about what actually made the movie good. And I give this movie a 4 out of 10 stars. I could not give this movie anything higher. I think because the action was good, how they did some of the things in the movie made it fun, and you're able to enjoy it at least. But because of everything they took from Robocop, destroyed it, made it PG-13, and made it into a movie that any family can watch this time, it's just like, you just sit there bashing your head against the wall like, no, why? It was perfect the way it was. Even Robocop 3, that was turned into a comedy, was better than this movie, and so much they tried to bring in from the original universe, and they completely they ruined it. It's the only way you could really say it is ruined. It's really sad to see that they could not continue with amazing things like that. There's so much potential that could have came out of that movie, and yet out of 3 movies and dozens of comic books, a television series, a cartoon series, several video games that were released, and this is what we get. A toned-down PG-13 version of the movie, which basically condensed the entire previous universe into one movie of their own design to make it all nice and happy-go-lucky. Robocop. He's even able to move at faster speeds than what he was originally able to move at. And then of course, the whole thing about him not being, because the whole original concept of the 3 movies was watching Robocop go from Robocop to human, and then maintaining his humanity was what really captured us and wanted us to, forced us to watch, read, or, see the TV series. That's what made those amazing. This right here started him out, as he wakes up, he's still human. He's still, he's not really Robocop yet. Murphy is who he becomes after he after he gets over what happened to himself, and that's when he decides that I'm now Murphy, but you can call me Robocop. That's where that famous line comes from. No, my friends call me Murphy, but you can call me Robocop. In this movie, it was more, I'm Alex Murphy, that is now a Robocop. And it's just, my advice is watch the movie if you've watched all the originals, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. You'll be sitting there like, no, kill me now, during the movie. And then you'll be like, oh, the action's actually pretty good. Yeah. But there's so many things that are just wrong with the movie. It really is hard to explain. exactly how it feels to watch a movie that doesn't. All you have to do is watch my review on Dragon Ball Evolution or The Last Airbender. You know exactly how I feel about movies who completely ignore their source material. So I guess the reason why this is so low is because they actually do use a lot of source material, but they use it in the wrong way to make their universe a reality, is why this movie only received 4 stars for me. So, is it worth watching? If you're a hardcore original Robocop fan, you love the comic books, you love the live-action TV series, you're okay with the cartoon series, probably not a good idea, because you're just going to be sitting there the whole time, oh my gosh, right here in... That's what you're going to be like. Because it's so bad that you're going to be ripping apart like watching the X-Men movies. If you don't mind watching reboots that is okay in the slightest bit, then yeah, go ahead and watch it. You're going to enjoy a lot of the things they did with it. You're going to be sitting there making fun of it as much as I have. And will I ever watch it again? Probably not. I'd rather watch the originals. You know, if I can get the entire season on Blu-ray, I'm going to get the entire live-action series on Blu-ray. I'm going to read all my comic books before I watch this one again. Yeah. So, that right there is my quick little review on Robocop 2014. Definitely 4 out of 10 stars. Because there was so much potential, and they definitely didn't use it. At least they used a lot more than other movies. Last Airbender. So, you know, at least the director knew how to appease the fans of the old slightly and bring more fans into the Robocop universe of the new fans. So that's why he has a higher view on it. So, hope you guys have enjoyed this review. This is T. Sakura. As always, if there's parts of the movies that you thought were just downright ugly, you know, write down below in the comments. If you happen to love the movie, hate the movie, tell us about it, what you think about it as well. This is T. Sakura saying ciao and sayonara.